Hi, it's Steve from Texas 10 with this week's History Minute. On June 30th, 1942, young Audie Murphy enrolled or enlisted in the U.S. Army. He did so using a falsified birth certificate, and he went on to become the nation's greatest enlisted hero. Audie Murphy grew up around Hunt County, Texas. Several of the small towns around there. Had a really, really rough childhood. Large family. His dad abandoned them when he was young, and then his mom died when he was 16, and that was the seminal event in his life. You sort of wonder when you read about Audie Murphy's heroics, what drives a man to do things the way that he did them. And he talked a lot about his mom in his autobiography, To Hell and Back. And he said, they never really talked much, but she always looked like she was searching for something. And then he talked about how when she died, he was always looking for something, and he never really quite found it. But I don't. There's a sadness about Audie Murphy if you read his whole biography or autobiography and learn a little bit about him. And it came a lot, I think, from his mom's death at a young age. But he got skills because he was an older sibling. He had to take care of his younger siblings, and he did his absolute best to do that, and he became a marksman. And the hunting that he did wasn't pleasure hunting. It was to put food on the table. And as he grew a little bit older, he wanted to get into the military. It would be a steady paycheck. And then once he did, of course, he won every medal there is for valor, including the Congressional Medal of Honor and several foreign medals. And just time and time again, he demonstrated just exceptional valor above and beyond the call of duty. And he's one of those rare Medal of Honor winners that actually lived to tell the story. When he returned to the United States, he wrote his autobiography, and he became a big-time movie star, starring him as himself in To Hell and Back, the movie version of his book, but then in a lot of Westerns too. And still, fame, fortune came to him, still searching for things. He sort of made some bad business decisions, was really stressed looking for money. But one of the things that I learned about Audie Murphy is that even though he was really struggling on the financial front, he refused some very large endorsement deals for cigarettes and alcohol because he didn't want to be a bad influence on the kids. So Audie Murphy, there's a great museum in Hunt County about his life and his exploits, and you could go on for hours about him. He is literally America's greatest military hero, a Texan, of course. And so, unfortunately, he died at a fairly young age. He was 45 or 46 in a plane crash in Virginia. But that's our History Minute, thinking about a young Audie Murphy joining the U.S. Army under a falsified birth certificate and going on to become an absolute legend. And also a shout out on July 3rd, our birthday of the week is to Betty Buckley, the star of stage and screen. She was born in Big Spring, Texas, makes her home in Fort Worth, originated the leading role in Cats, was a beloved figure on 8 is Enough, which I think sort of shows her range, and still is regularly performing. So happy birthday to Betty Buckley. Join us next week for another Texas History Minute and birthday. Bye.